Hello, independent voter, old and computer illiterate. I call this one America, This Is It. Right now, we're at a crossroads. President Trump got reelected. Not only did he win the electoral, but he also won the popular vote, which only goes to show that in his first term, things were really good and getting better until that filthy communist China flew. Because that, in my opinion, was the only way to stop America's going forward and being prosperous and being self-sufficient. And during his second campaign, I want you all to think about this. They tried to kill him not once, but twice. They thought they could stop him from making America great again by inflicting that filthy communist China flu. And in my opinion, China owes $2 million for every debt from their filthy communist China flu in perpetuity. I don't care if it was a mistake from some Wuhan laboratory over some bat shit. I don't care. They have to pay those filthy communist Chinese. The lockdowns were totally unnecessary. And me personally, when they started this shit, oh, don't touch any surfaces. Wash every surface. Wash your hands every chance you get. Put on a mask. Stay away from your fellow human beings 6 feet. I just went, whoa, let's calm the fuck down here. It sounds to me like you trying to dehumanize me. Nah, I don't think I can let you do that. Freedom of choice does not exist without the right to refuse. And I refuse. And then I started getting it from these liberal jerk-offs. You have to do it for the greater good. And you have to do it for society. I looked at these assholes and I said, hey, fuck your greater good and fuck your sake of society. I am a free individual. Freedom of choice does not exist without the right to refuse. I work as an independent contractor. I went into the place where I get my work and I said, hey, if you're going to tell me I got to get this shot, I quit. No, you're an independent man. The choice is yours. Thank you very much. Freedom of choice does not exist without the right to refuse. And I can't believe that these pharmaceutical companies don't have to pay if people are dying from this shot. And pharmaceutical companies are not liable? Example. One of my neighborhood guys said, you know, my friend's son went through the police academy, became a police officer. They had to get the shot. 3 months later, a 20-year-old guy died from heart failure, and there was no heart disease in his family. People are dying from this shot, and the pharmaceutical companies need to be responsible. Also, I'm not sure about the year, but I think it was 1971. They banned all cigarette ads from television. I want the same done with pharmaceutical ads. And I listen to them, and I thank goodness that I don't have any of these things, but the side effects are worse than than this thing you're trying to cure. Side effects may give you thoughts of suicide. Why would I want to take something that may want to make me kill myself? Now I'll move on to immigration. This will be short. I want every illegal immigrant out of this country. I don't care if they're here 30 years. Yes, let's get rid of the criminal illegal immigrants first. But then I want everybody that's illegal gone. Once you cross that border, and in my opinion, when you do something illegal, that makes you a criminal. This thing that they're trying to push about due process, you have no rights as an illegal immigrant. The Constitution does not protect you because you are not an American citizen. Now, moving on, the Democratic Party is finished to me. Any Democrat listening to this, I don't know how you could be proud to be a Democrat. The liberal Democrat is gone because the liberal Democrat would want peace and would want everybody having a job. The liberal Democrat is dead. They don't exist anymore. And in my opinion, real quickly, this woke bullshit is nothing but inflicting mental illness on people. Fuck your pronouns. I want to be called them and this. You have a mental illness problem. It must suck to not know who you are. But to me, it's just inflicting mental illness on the population. And moving on, in my opinion, these young people, let me explain. I was young and stupid too. But compared to these young people, I was Einstein when I was young. I was brought up to question everything. And I want this back in the schools. I want to know the scumbag that took this out. When I went to elementary school, we sat at our desk, teacher took attendance, and then she would say, stand up, face the flag, put your right hand over your heart. And we would recite the Pledge of Allegiance. There is a generation that has been raised to hate this country. And I'll say this in my opinion. I'm not married with children, but America has the worst parents. The worst. And I could tell you an instance that happened to me when I was riding on a bus, but it would take too long. But America has the worst parents. That's it, period. You're raising a bunch of kids to hate their own country, and you're letting them tell you what to do. And there's nothing wrong with giving a kid a couple of slaps on the ass. And I'm not talking about winding up like you're hitting an adult. A couple of slaps on the ass when they disobey and they don't do what you tell them. Because that's the only way as a child that they could know that there's consequences for their actions. America has the worst parents. Now, I'll move on to the media. I am celebrating my 30th year. I don't watch ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, Fox News, and the bottom of the barrel, CNN, MSNBC, and CNBC. 30 years ago, I got to the point where I'm tired of watching and listening to these teleprompter Muppet enemy propagandists. And it takes me a long time to do research, but I have found certain people that are doing the true work of journalists. A true journalist, a true reporter, follows the truth no matter where it goes and shows it to the people. There was a short period of time in America where the news people were considered the fourth estate. Now they are the fifth column, and they have been that for a long time. And if you don't know what I mean by me calling the news media in this country the fifth column politically, go look it up. Because that's another problem I have. People don't seek knowledge. And now I'll move on. In my opinion, President Trump. His first term, he gets elected. Now, I was nervous because all the polls said that Hillary was going to win. I was nervous. I tried to stay up election night. I fell out on the couch. When I woke up and I realized that President Trump had won, I never breathed such a sigh of relief that old hag, money, power-hungry, criminal, treasonous, murderous political bitch beast did not win. I will reveal my ethnicity. As far as murdering goes, the Clintons make La Cosa Nostra look like a bunch of amateurs. Those guys either go to jail or get whacked. These killers are riding around in limousines protected by Secret Service. And when President Trump got elected in 2016, World War III, he's Hitler. I had 4 years of peace and prosperity. What the fuck were these people talking about? And I will never believe that Joe Biden got 80 million votes. Never going to believe that. President Trump had every right to question that election. To me, Joe Biden was just a fraudulently installed puppet degenerate with dementia. That empty suit, half a homie, Barack Pussy-O jerk-off almost got a third term. And now he's got cancer. Everybody's supposed to feel bad for him. I don't. It's payback, motherfucker. He was incompetent. Everybody around him knew it. And this auto pen stuff, I don't even want to get into that. He wasn't running the joint. And I'm not even going to. They fraudulently installed him. And then they tried to fraudulently install Vice President Ho. Yeah, you heard? My bottom line on her was always, if Kamala Harris didn't fuck Willie Brown, she wouldn't be shit. She didn't have a platform, and when they asked her the question, would you do anything different? She said no. I thank God and goodness that she didn't get elected. And I laugh because I read that they were thinking of running them again in 2028. I laughed so hard. And then recently, I laughed even harder that they said that they were going to run that stupid sounding little girl with the 3-lettered ACO. I laughed, and her and that old burnt out communist, I laughed so hard when I saw a picture of the two of them and they're saying, this is maybe the ticket for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party's done. They fucked up with that woke shit. So I know that this is running long, and if you're a liberal, brainwashed Democrat moron, you just hated everything I've said because you are brainwashed. You are a person with no goals. Because what I learned from President Trump's first term is that jealousy is an ugly thing. You see, Donald Trump didn't have to be Mayor Trump, Governor Trump, Congressman Trump, Congressman Trump, Senator Trump, and then President Trump. He went right to the presidency. And all the people that loved him in the media and all those scumbag New York politicians who loved him because he was writing them checks for their campaigns. All of the people that loved him when he became president hated him. And what I learned from that first term is that jealousy is an ugly thing. Trump derangement syndrome. And now I got to deal with Elon Musk syndrome. Elon is doing the right thing that should have been done. And former presidents Bill Degenerate, Barack Pussy-O Jerkoff, and even this fraudulently installed puppet degenerate with dementia, we're going to cut wasteful spending. They didn't do shit. Elon Musk is finally doing what should have been done decades ago. So in conclusion, America, this is it. I want a country that's self-sufficient, that we don't need to import stuff. We are America. We make the best stuff. And the tariff thing, he's doing the right thing. Those filthy communist Chinese have been sticking it up our you-know-what with no lubricant for decades. Fuck China. Fuck communism. Fuck all of that socialist bullshit. We're at the crossroads, America. We better get it together. If you listen to it till the end here, thank you very much, and have a blessed day.